UFC 304 in Manchester, Edwards versus Belal Muhammad. I did remember the name right there. Rematch. And we're going to be looking at every fight and seeing just how confident I actually am in my predictions, because me predicting Nathaniel Wood to win or Mick Parkin to win is not the same as me predicting Gregory Rodriguez or Paddy Pimblett to win, because some of these fights I'm a heck of a lot more confident than in other fights that I'm just like, this fight literally could go either way. That is the point of these videos, if you're wondering. All of these bolded fighters are who I have winning, so the only underdogs that I have going out there and getting the win, and that's a mistake. I do not have Curtis Blades winning, but we'll talk about that in a bit. He has a lot of value as an underdog. I have Leon Edwards, I got Tom Aspinall, Paddy Pimblett as my first underdog, Gregory Rodriguez as underdog number 2, Arnold Allen, Nathaniel Wood, Molly McCann, Kalan Loughran, Marcin Paraknio is my third underdog of the card, Preston Parsons, and number 4 for my underdog of the card is going to be Manel Kape. Then Sam Patterson, Mick Parkin, as well as Shauna Bannon. So 4 underdogs out of 14 fights. It's a lot of underdog picks right there, so we're going to start from the bottom with Shauna Bannon, make our way up to the top with Leon Rocky Edwards in the main event, and I'm going to give you a percentage chance I think everyone has to win. Now, we're going to start with Shauna Bannon taking on Elise Ardaline. Now, we're going to bring it up immediately right off the bat. This is short notice, and Elise Ardaline is the one coming in on short notice. Number 2 point that I'm going to bring up here, she is a blank model on that website where people pay money to do and watch weird stuff. So yeah, Elise Ardaline doesn't really have a lot of focus when it comes to MMA and things like that. She still is really good. Just kidding, I'm being a little sarcastic there. She is still not bad at MMA. She puts on good pressure, has a lot of power in her hands, and she comes forward, puts on a pace. But it is short notice. I don't think she's going to be able to put that pace on and pressure forward as much as she usually does when she does have a full camp. But still, I mean, Shauna Bannon really is not that good, in my opinion. Her counters are okay. She's got a decent kicking game at range. It's women's MMA. It's in England, which is, I guess, where Shauna Bannon will have the home advantage, kind of. But it's one of those where I could easily see a 29-28 split decision fight kind of going either way, so it's not one I'm at all going to be confident in. I actually had Shauna Bannon losing in the original matchup they had with Ravina Oliveira. Now I barely have her winning against Elise Ardaline. We're only going to go a very, very slight. And remember, it's out of 100%. We're only going to go 53% for Shauna Bannon to go out there and get the win. Pretty much a pick'em in the women's strawweight division. Next fight, Mick Parkin, and I'm going to say it right now, he's probably in our top 3 most confident picks of this entire card. I'm feeling very, very good on Mick Parkin to go out there and get the win. How good am I feeling? 80%. I have Mick Parkin as a 4-1 favorite in my opinion. He is so far my most confident pick by a mile over Lucas Brzezinski. Lucas is way smaller than Mick Parkin. He's not as good of a boxer, not as good of a kicker, not as good in the clinch, and I think Lucas's main game plan is to get on top of Mick. You're not going to get on top of Mick. Mick has great takedown defense. I don't see many paths to victory other than Lucas catching Mick Parkin with a crazy punch and knocking him out. And I don't see that happening more than 20% of the time. I'll be straight up with you guys. I think Mick Parkin wins this fight everywhere the fight goes. So 80%, I'm feeling really good on Mick Parkin getting the win. Now, this one right here, we're going to look at the betting odds just to show you why this video is a video you should watch and watch every single week. Sam Patterson is at minus 450. Kiefer Crosby is at plus 350. That is a 4, maybe even 5-1 favorite for Sam Patterson. And to be that big of a favorite, my confidence level should be 85%, 80%, somewhere around that range, but it is not at all. He is in the 50s. my guy Sam Patterson is in the 50 percentile when it comes to how confident I am for him to go out there and beat Kiefer Crosby. I think he is better when it comes to technical striking at range. He's obviously tall and lengthy, and he's the better grappler. But Kiefer Crosby has more power, and Sam Patterson's chin, I don't believe is that good. So I think this is a fight where a good amount of the time, if Kiefer's able to defend takedowns and keep it on the feet, there's a high probability that Crosby can go out there and knock out Sam Patterson. So no, I do not feel good about Sam. I don't feel confident about Sam. I am not thinking this is a lock of the week or anything like that. Nothing. No, Sam Patterson, Kiefer Crosby is a very close fight. We're going to have him at 58%. Feel a little bit better than a pick'em, but it's still close to a pick'em right there. It's a very close fight. And I don't think the outcome's going to be close. I think it's either, if you watch the actual prediction video, I think it's either a Kiefer Crosby pretty easy knockout or a Sam Patterson pretty easy takedown and submission, or he hurts him on the feet then submits him. I think it'll be a dominant win either way, but you know, it is a close fight if you understand what I'm saying. Next one is going to be the first underdog we're going to be looking at here, and this is where these videos kind of come in handy is also when I do have an underdog winning, no matter what, if you also have that underdog winning and you are betting on the fight, you should be betting on that fighter. You shouldn't be going, oh, no, I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to parlay Molly McCann, Nathaniel Wood, and Tom Aspinall to win. If you have an underdog winning and you're getting plus money for it, it makes logical sense that you should probably put at least one unit on that fighter. And I will tell you right now, I'm putting a unit on Manel Kape. If you want all the rest of those bets, they are in the link in the description below. But Manel Kape, he's more than a 50%, obviously, which makes him a valuable bet for this weekend because his betting odds are at, what are they at right now? Plus 130, which I think is crazy. I think this should be a pick'em. I think this really should be a pick'em. And again, underdog picks are never going to be in my confidence. There's no chance in heck you're ever going to see me making one of these videos and having an underdog be like, I don't know, 70% confidence. That just is kind of impossible because money, all of Vegas is behind the favorite. And I'm going for the underdog. So you're never going to see me confident in an underdog. It's just, it's very unlikely. So Manel Kape, only 52% confidence. I still view it as a pick'em striker versus grappler matchup. That's all going to come down to, can Mokaev get the takedown? Can Manel defend? That's literally it. It's a very close fight. Preston Parsons, I feel very good about him as well. He's only a slight favorite on the betting odds, I believe, but I feel like he's in the 60s. I definitely feel like he's in the 60s when it comes to percentage chance. I have him winning. Is he close to Lucas Brzezinski? Mick Parkin, is he of the confidence of Mick Parkin? No, but I don't think it's as close as a Sam Patterson or Shauna Bannon or Manel Kape fight. So I kind of have him in what I like to call the almost confident range. I'm not confident Preston Parsons goes out there to win, but I'm not saying it's a pick'em. So it's right in between that range of confidence and it being a 50-50 fight. So I'm going to have Preston Parsons at a solid 66%, which if you're wondering, that is a 2-to-1 favorite on most betting sites. So 66%, I'm not feeling like super confident on him, but I think he's better in most aspects of MMA than Oban Elliott. But there's also the factor it's Oban's area. Preston's going over, flying in to Manchester. Oban barely has to move over to Manchester, so he might have an advantage if it does go to the judges' scorecards, but we shall see. Marcin Prachnio, another underdog we do have on this card, so like I said, you're not going to see me putting Marcin Prachnio in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90% confidence. There's just no way, but I am more confident in Marcin Prachnio than probably all of the other dogs, I'll be honest. I do have Marcin Prachnio at a solid 55%. Still a really close fight. Still a really close fight. And still in my pick'em range. But I think Marcin just throws a heck of a lot more volume than Modestas Bukauskas. His kicking game is on point. He's always throwing kicks and landing those kicks and just racking up points on the judges' scorecards. He's not a finisher. I would say Modestas Bukauskas also has not really been a finisher inside of the UFC. I see this being a technical striking match, and if Marcin is able to just keep kicking, I think he should win this fight. But obviously, Modestas Bukauskas is the hometown type of guy here. So again, another one of those situations where Bukauskas could steal a close decision. So very close one. Again, most underdogs are going to be in that range. Kalan Loughran taking on Jake Hadley. I couldn't really find a range or like a part of this fight where Kalan was worse than Jake Hadley. I mean, he's bigger. I think he's taller. I think he's lengthier. I think Jake might have the reach advantage, though. I could be wrong. But I think Kalan is better in striking, grappling, wrestling, cardio. He's not taking the fight on short notice. Jake actually is. And Jake is going up a weight class. There's a lot of things going for Kalan Loughran in this fight. So I do feel pretty good about Kalan. Not like super confident as well. It's kind of that Preston Parsons range where I'm not super confident. I'm not Mick Parkin about it, but it's right in between there and right around Preston Parsons. So I'll have him just a little bit more than Preston Parsons at 68% as another almost confident pick for this UFC fight night. If there was a little bit more, if I knew Kalan had like some good KO punching power, if I knew his grappling could for sure stifle Jake Hadley here, I'd probably put him as a confident pick. There's a lot of unknowns heading into this matchup, in my opinion. It's pretty close, but not close enough to be a pick 'em. Not confident enough for it to be a confident pick. So next one is Molly McCann. Another one I just have to bring up the betting odds because Molly McCann is a 4-1 favorite on the betting odds. That's insane. That would have me at 80% confidence. I would have to put Molly McCann right next to Mick Parkin at 80% confidence if I wanted to agree with the betting odds. And I strongly disagree with those betting odds. I feel this is in that pick'em range. I'll be straight up with all of you guys right now. This is in the pick'em range, and I'm more confident, barely, but I'm more confident in Sam Patterson to go out there and get the win than I am in Molly McCann. So this is going to be a 56%, very slight lean in the way of Molly McCann. She's got better pressure. I think she throws more volume, and I think she is going to have that hometown advantage as well. If it hits the scorecards, it's just, does Bruna let her hands go? If she does, I think she wins. If she's able to stay away from that pressure, or if Molly doesn't bring the pressure, she could probably win. So very close fight. I don't see why Molly's that big of a favorite. I still do not understand. Nathaniel Wood taking on Daniel Pineda. I think he's the biggest favorite of the card. We're going to look really quick. I think he's in the minus 400, so he's right tied with Molly McCann. Sam Patterson is now the biggest favorite of the card. Very, very interesting line movement happening here. And I think Nathaniel Wood is going to be a confident pick. We're going to have him at, let's go 72%. Not quite a 3-1 favorite, but around that minus 280 to 70-ish range. In the UFC's, I think it's featherweight, right? I keep thinking Nathaniel's a bantamweight because he used to fight there. But yeah, Nathaniel Wood, I think the reason I'm having him this low and I'm not having him above Mick Parkin or anything like that is just for the fact that Daniel Pineda's finishing ability is just so good. He's such a finisher. He's got a lot of submissions on his belt, a lot of knockouts on his belt, and there's no telling he could easily go out there and finish anybody he fights. If he fought Ilia Topuria right now, I probably wouldn't put Ilia Topuria at a confident pick range. I'll be straight up with you. I wouldn't put him above 80% on confidence because Daniel Pineda is such a finisher. So we'll have Nathaniel Wood at 72%. Arnold Allen, this is an interesting one as well. A lot of people feel good about Arnold Allen. They think he's going to outstrike Giga for 3 rounds. Giga's a world-class kickboxer. World-class kickboxer. So I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I've been talking with my channel members on the Patreon in that link in the pinned comment down below, and we've been discussing this fight with Arnold Allen and Giga Chikadze. And the more that we're looking at it, the more we're like, this is a close fight. And I'll be honest with you, I'm literally feeling like this one is a coin flip. I think it's a split decision. back and forth war of a striking fight that could go either way. And you might be shocked. I got it at 51% towards Arnold Allen. I do not feel like Arnold Allen is going to go out there and just easily breeze through a guy like Giga Chikadze in this fight. This is a really, really close fight. Arnold got outstruck by Max Holloway. Yes, it was a decently close fight, but he clearly got outstruck by Max Holloway. Giga is also a really good striker. And I don't think Arnold has beaten anybody on the level of Giga. I'll be straight honest with you. Anyone with a striking ability of Giga. There's some other guys that are probably better than Giga, but in different areas. Dan Hooker technically is not as good of a striker as Giga. Calvin Kattar, that one was the knee injury. Sadiq Yusuf is technically a lot worse than Giga Chikadze when it comes to the striking. I don't think he's ever fought anybody this good on the feet besides Max Holloway. And, you know, he lost that fight very clearly. So I think this one is a really, really, really close one at 145 pounds. My least confident pick of the card. Weirdly enough, Arnold Allen is at the bottom. Next one is another dog. It's been a while since we've had our dogs. Manel Kape, Marcin Prachnio, and now Gregory Rodriguez, the third underdog of the card. Like I said, they're always going to be low. I can never be too confident in an underdog. I see a lot of openings for Christian Leroy Duncan to win this fight, making it a technical striking fight, staying on that outside, and just not making it a war. But it's going to be a war, and that's why I got Gregory winning this fight. I'm more confident than I am on Arnold Allen, more than Manel Kape, more than Shauna Bannon, a little bit less than Marcin Prachnio. So I'm going to have him right at 54% in the UFC's middleweight division. I think he does have a good shot of just straight up finishing Chris Duncan, who's never been finished. And I think if he uses some grappling here, I know it's not what the fans want to see on the main card of the pay-per-view, but if he uses some grappling, I think his grappling is very exciting because when he gets on top, he's devastating with ground and pound. He's not just holding and tapping. He is unleashing crazy, crazy shots, and I think he very well could do that in the later portions of this fight. So, again, really close fight. Could definitely go either way if Duncan's able to stay at that range and defend takedowns of Gregory. I just don't think he's going to be able to. Very close fight, though. Very, very close fight. Paddy Pimblett, another dog. Another dog right here. What do you think? Where's Paddy going to go? Yeah, he's going to go tied with Arnold Allen. I'm going to put Paddy... I can't decide if I want to go above Arnold or below Arnold with Paddy Pimblett. Because I'm really, not at all. Paddy for sure got this win. It's a really, really close one. Manel Kape, I'm more than Arnold. Yeah, Arnold or Paddy. Who am I more confident in there? I guess Arnold, because... so close. I'm just going to tie him. Just pretend they're tied. Pretend one's not over the other. They're tied. I'm just not confident on either. 51% for both Paddy Pimblett and Arnold Allen. Both fights, I could easily see Bobby going out there and outstriking Paddy for 3 rounds and defending takedowns. He's got good takedown defense when he's not fighting Islam Makhachev. And then, of course, Giga, I have a good possibility of him going out there and, again, outstriking Arnold Allen. So, yeah, 51% for both of those right there. Tom Aspinall, another massive, massive favorite on this card. A minus 370 on some bookies. So almost a 4-1 favorite. One of the biggest favorites of the card. Like I said, if I go on according to the betting odds, should have Aspinall. Say bless you if you're still watching. But I should have Tom Aspinall around this Mick Parkin range, but I'm not gonna. I'm going to drop Tom Aspinall to, let's see. Do I have Aspinall in the 70s? I don't. I'm going to have him in the 60s. Am I more confident in Aspinall than Preston Parsons against Oban Elliott? Or less? Because that's kind of the range I'm having Aspinall right now. I'm going to go less. 65% for Tom Aspinall to win. He's going to be my, what is this so far? 5. 5th most confident pick of the card. And I'm really not feeling why everyone is so confident on Tom Aspinall winning. Technically on the feet, Curtis Blades is actually really, really good with his jab, with his straight shots down the middle. And to pair that up with him always shooting a takedown every now and then, you can never know when he's going to go for a takedown. There's a good shot. Curtis could keep it really, really even on the feet, get takedowns, and make this a little bit of a slower fight. Slow the fight down on the ground, control positions, wear on Tom, and Curtis could win in those later portions of the fight if he doesn't get knocked out by Tom. So I don't know why everyone's so confident on Tom. I see plenty of avenues for both guys to go out there and get their hand raised. So only 65% for Tom Aspinall. Last but not least, maybe least, because again, it's not a very, very fun fight. Maybe it will be, and we'll all just be really, really shocked. But we got Leon Rocky Edwards. Leon Rocky Edwards. And we're going to have this one at 60%. 60% for Leon. Again, I'm not feeling why everyone is super confident on him. And everyone's saying if Leon beat Usman, Belal is just a worse version of Usman. No, he's not. No, he's not. Belal has more cardio than Usman. Belal is a little bit more agile than Usman because Usman's knees are absolutely destroyed. And Belal will actually keep shooting takedowns. Kamaru Usman was content with just striking Leon Edwards at a lot of portions of that fight. Belal's not going to be content striking with Leon Edwards. He's always going to be getting it to the clinch, always going to be wearing on Leon. So I actually believe Belal, if Usman were to fight Leon again, and Belal were to fight Leon like he is, I would be more confident in Belal to win. I would be more confident in Belal. If Leon and Usman fought again, I would have Leon as maybe around a 70%. Maybe around that Kalan Loughran, Preston Parsons range, somewhere in there. So again, I'm not feeling why everyone is just writing off Belal Muhammad so much for this fight, and I feel like it's very, very close. Not a pick'em, but an almost confident pick. So that's what we got for you guys. Our confident picks are just going to be only two of them this week. Nathaniel Wood and Mick Parkin, only two confident picks for the card. We got 4 almost confident picks in Kalan Loughran, Preston Parsons, Tom Aspinall, as well as Leon Edwards, and then a boatload of 50-50 pick'em, very close fights. And they are, my wordage is coming out a little wrong here. Maybe I'm turning into Joe Biden. I don't know. Our pick'em fights are really close fights. Sam Patterson, Molly McCann, Marcin Prachnio, Gregory Rodriguez, Shauna Bannon, Manel Kopp, Arnold Allen, and Patty the Batty Pimplett. Remember, a lot of those 50-50 fights are my underdogs. Patty Pimplett, Manel Kopp, Gregory Rodriguez, and Marcin Prachnio. Thank you guys for watching this video. It's been fun. How long has it been? Maybe like 20 minutes, something like that. 20-something minutes, so not super, super long. But if you're still here, I mean, congratulations. I don't know how you made it to the end of this video. But do me a solid. Do me a solid really quick. Check that pinned comment down below in the comment section, of course. And at least sign up to become a free member, because on my Patreon, we are posting all of my bets, all of my predictions and things like that really, really early. I have bets for UFC 305 already announced. So become a free member. You could talk to me on the Patreon. And if you want, I'll show you some of my results from the previous weeks. And you can become a member for $5 a month. That's all it is on the Patreon. We're going to do the math right here. 5 divided by 30. How much is it per day? 16 cents a day. That's craziness. I would hop on that deal. 16 cents per day to become a channel member. How much is that per week? Is that less than $1 still? Barely $1. $1.16 for every week, every card. You could have all of my bets. So make sure to check that pinned comment. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.